Tony and I moved here about 2 years ago. We originally wanted to buy some property to go camping or something, but his friend Rick had some property that Tony told me about, and so we put our house in town up for sale, and some friends sold it for us, and we actually had bought this land or made a contract on faith before we sold it, and it was a little biting our nails for a while that it was going to work out, but it did. Well, we have a large family for, I guess, the U.S. or anywhere else. Here we have 5 kids. Thomas, who is 17. Whitney is 14, almost 15. She thinks she's 20. Seth is 14 as well. I have to count on my fingers, make sure I don't miss anybody. Nathan is almost 10 now, and he thinks he's 35 and the boss of the house. And then there's Jacob, who's 7, and he's the baby. Get mad at me. No, but they're all pretty good. They all have their faults, so do I. And this is Pearl. Pearl just turned 1. This is Whitney's dog. We also have Chester and Stretchy. They're 2 little wiener dogs, dachshunds. About the 80 chickens. Moving changed my life in this way. I got to be more rural and relaxed. When I was in town, I had been the Avon lady for about 10 years, and I was running back and forth all the time, delivering orders. People were calling the house, and it was starting to get annoying. And Dad, with his city job and everything, people would come to the house a lot at all hours of the day and bother us about stray dogs or their water problems or whatever. They just didn't have much respect for our privacy. And out here, it's hard to even find. That's how my life changed. It kind of got a little bit more relaxed, I'll say that. Out here, living closer to nature. I mean, we're surrounded by the trees and the forest. I love my chickens. They make me happy. They're like a little aquarium of chickens out of the window. Very entertaining. They come running to me when I go down there. It's nice. I like to grow. Well, I'm kind of the chicken master. Once they're established, don't need much care. They need their food and their water, a place to exercise, scratch up little worms or whatever they eat. They eat about everything. You can use chicken scraps. You can throw it out to them, and they love that. That's why they come running. They have little treats. When they're chicks, you have to keep them in a warm place. I use a big Tupperware container. I put some wood shavings down with some paper towels. Then they need their water and their food too, and special containers then so they don't drown or make a complete mess. And they have to have a heat light at the side so they can move in and out of it as they want to, or as they're hot and cold. Then when they're grown up, you put them down with the big girls in a little caged area so they can get used to each other, so the big ones won't eat the little ones, because they will. Yeah. Basically, they have to have fresh water every day because, you know, most of the water goes into the eggs that they lay. You have to, well, we have wood shavings that we get from the local lumber mill, and I have that in the bottom of the chicken coop because it gets messy and wet. Yeah, it's gross. It cuts the odor and the muddiness, I guess you'd say, although it's not mud. When I do something, I try to do it all the way. So I got a chicken book at first, several actually, because I like to read up on things. And I thought it'd be neat to get an incubator. I bought one off of eBay online, and I decided to hatch my own eggs because buying chicks through the mail can get expensive. And I thought, well, you know, I don't really care so much about pure breeds and all of this, like some people do, because sure, chickens have different qualities, but I have mostly heavy breed chickens that are good layers. So if they're not going to be good layers, at least we can still eat them. Chicken meat is good no matter what. Hobbies besides chickens. I grow a big garden. It's necessary for us to do that, especially these economic times. I grow a lot of our own vegetables and things because I can them, which is processing them in jars. We freeze some, we dry some. I like to fish quite a bit. I don't really like to eat the trout I catch, but I'll give them to the chickens. They could eat it, do something. I used to want to be a music teacher. I don't know, the cost of it and everything. And besides, Tony wants me to be a housewife, which is okay, but you know, I don't want to be stuck in there all the time. I like to work. It gives me some purpose.